Hello. Um, guess let's get right into the review. I'm watching this Mcree.
Thanks. Put it on my
Team
tab.
comp wise, I mean Mcree is a fine choice. On this map, I've already gone through your VOD by the way. So Gibraltar is a map with lots and lots of high ground. McCree will struggle with that. You can still get away with it, but that's just a map specific thing, really. Not so much team comp. Like team comp, Mercy, Anna, Hog, Diva, Echo, McCree. It's fine, really, no complaints. You don't have a main tank, which is unfortunate, but nor does the other team looking at it. Uh, because you don't have a main tank or any kind of shield, you do definitely want to use corners a lot. Something I noticed here at the front, at the start. Right about here, you're really out in the open. Like you are kind of using the payload as cover, but at any point right now, this Hanzo can kill you. Um, Not that he will. This is gold, so he probably. I mean, it doesn't end up killing you, but just saying, where you're standing right now is a dangerous spot, especially now, especially considering that you can't see a Hanzo. If there wasn't anything that could insta kill you, like a Hanzo, Widow, standing there would be fine. Like if, let's say, they had Soldier, Tracer. If they had Soldier Tracer, you could stand here no problem, but because there's Anzo, you've got to be careful. It doesn't end up costing you, but just saying. At this point, you really want to take the high ground here. This high ground is really, really powerful, and you don't. Correct me if I'm wrong, but you never actually set foot up on this high ground throughout this VOD. That's not really great. Like from your look how safe they are. You just can't kill them right now. Uh, all they have to do is wait. And I guess they got what they're waiting for, a monkey jumping into them. Like you could have been up there by now, but I do notice you are pushing the payload, which is good. Like nobody else is doing it, so there is that argument to be made. But I still say you should have been on your way up here by now, not on the payload.
Hold up.
Yeah. Your monkey's trying really hard, making space. But he's not gonna get any kills up there. Maybe Echo might, but really they could use your help up there right now.
Payload moving up.
Just fast forward a bit. Yeah, eventually Echo goes down.
That'll get it
Like
done.
you are just pushing payload right here, and someone has to. I get it. Why not let it be you? But uh, you know, fights happening up here, and you're just not a part of it. You've got 3 on the payload. I'm willing to bet like at least the Zen would have stayed on it if you had gone up. Maybe that's dangerous. Lone Zen on the payload. Anyway, another thing. It's not too big a thing. Like you just flash that hog whenever you see him, but hog especially, you want to be flashing him while he's taking a breather. In this state, he's regaining 300 health, and he's got a 50% damage resist for the duration of it. So flashing him out of it is, I mean, if you flash him right at the start, it's like doing 300 damage in a way. So, I mean, I get it. You just want to flash him as soon as you see him. That's fine. Try to wait for breather in the future. You switch priorities to the Diva, which I don't mind. She gets melted really quick. Then I think you go for Baby Diva, which just leave her. You don't have to focus Baby Diva. It's fine. You get a kill on her. It doesn't last long. Target priority is a thing. Really, really risky high noon. You don't have any cover or anything. They've got a Hog who might hook you. He doesn't. You've got an Ana who might sleep you. I don't think she does. Genji, you can deflect it. It's risky standing out in the open like this. It's good. It's good that you don't hold it for long and you do get a kill from it. So all in all, it's not a bad idea. It's just risky. Risky is the word I would use. There you get hooked and killed. Yeah. Yeah, that's Hog. They still end up winning the fight. Overall, it was high ground. You should have taken it. You end up winning the fight, but like imagine if you were up here for your high noon, it would have probably gone a lot better. Yeah, you make it in your I have to say, your response to the Nano Blade was excellent, really good.
Put it on my tab.
I mean, I guess I could say you could have killed him sooner, save your mercy, but I mean, look at this. You handled it well. You just two-tapped him. Wonderful. But you still got 2 kills, so I mean, Nano Blade's a good ult, good combo. Not too much to say there. They cleaned it up with a log as well.
Well,
So yeah, they just banked ults for that fight. You can't win every fight. But now at this point, this is a really tough hold down here. Defending on this point, you've got the 4 doors to hold. Bottom left, bottom right, top left, top right. And it looks like they're holding bottom left, which will make pushing bottom left a lot harder, you know. So if I were you, I wouldn't be thinking of pushing here. I would immediately try to take the high ground. Your team is still respawning, I think. You've got... where is everyone? Yeah, Monkey's still dead, so you wouldn't really be wasting time by quickly going back here and up here. Maybe a little bit, but I think it's worth it for the positioning is the point. Like if your team were engaging, you would have to just go, but right now nobody's actually engaging, it's just poking. Okay, never mind, your Hog is engaging, so... Yeah, this is a tough door to push through, bottom left and bottom right. Especially when they are controlling the high ground like they are. Like Hanzo is just so free. I guess Echo's challenging him, but not really.
Heroes never die.
Yeah, I think I missed it, but you could have flashed his Breather again and killed Hog next. Big Diva Bomb. I think you've got literally no escape. Yeah, nothing you could have done. Feels bad.
This lap's never uneventful.
Well, I say nothing you could have done, but if you were on the high ground, if you were standing right here, that Diva Bomb wouldn't have gotten you. So, sorry to harp on that, but that would have been the play. Now you do go for it, which is good.
We need to keep this moving.
Yeah, you see the Hanzo, you know you can just take your head off, so I think you take it slow. That's good.
Put it on my tab.
Yeah, it's a long shot on their Mcree, it's tough to hit, I don't blame you for not hitting those, it's fine. Yeah, you ult here, it's really not a great ult. All of them are, I mean, these two are already in cover. like everyone can get away, so it's not really a great ult. If you like, it's possible that you decide to do this for the sake of pressuring them back, which is something you want to use Mcree ult for a lot, to basically force the enemy to hide. Like if let's say you were doing it from up here instead, you would force them back behind this corner, which is worth a lot. It would allow your team to push the payload all the way up to this corner for, I wouldn't say for free, you're spending an ult, but there's value in that, potential value in that. Like this, you do get a kill, but they should have just gotten in cover. And he does get you as well. It's fine. You get raised. Good kill on the
Thought I was
Mcree.
a gunner.
Yeah. Did you have to drop down there? I think, yeah. Not much to say there.
Don't move.
If you were in voice, you should be calling for your team to help you with this diva. Yeah, she ends up killing you. Your Sigma did try to help, but yeah, diva is an assassin like that. Like, don't 1v1 a diva, I guess. You lose a BAP, they lose a hog, they lose a diva. So I think right now when you get back you have an advantage. You lose a Reaper. Yeah, you should... wait, no, sorry, this is your team. I thought this was enemy Mercy for a sec. Shooting from down here is fine. You really want to be up here. It does make a huge difference. I don't know if your team is trying to engage right now. I think they are, so you don't have time to go for it. But you should at least, I guess, okay, no, right now just shoot the Grav or shoot the Cree. Yeah, you waste time shooting the Lucio when there are immobile targets in the Grav. That's one of the nice things about Grav. You literally can't, like, well, you can miss your shots. We've all been there, but you shouldn't miss your shots on the Grav. And Lucio is a super slippery target. Yeah, I think we dodged this one. No problem. Good kill on the Hog. Then I think good kill on the Diva. Yeah, D-Mech at least. Very nice kills on the tanks. You lost your Mercy in this chaos. And I think you lost your Sig earlier. Yeah, your Sig's currently dead. So right now it's a 4v4. You probably feel great that you killed the 2 tanks, but be aware that you aren't actually in a position of advantage. You do push up, probably because you think you're in a position of advantage, so you think you should push. But in reality, it's... actually, I say it's a 4v4, but 2 of them are still outside, so maybe pushing isn't a bad idea if you can get a kill, which... This feels really bad, wasting an entire clip on a Lucio. Lucio is such a slippery target. And in that time, it did become a... I was gonna say it did become a 4v4, but in reality, they killed 2 of your teams, so... I'm not saying, like, it's fair to miss your shots like you did. I'm not gonna tell you, like, you should have hit those shots. Like, really, you could have turned the fight if... You could have maybe turned the fight if you had hit those shots, the clip you missed on the Lucio. And I almost want to say you shouldn't have been focusing on the Lucio, because Lucio is such a slippery target. If you can well, you could have rather shot at the Anna at the time. I think let's watch that again. What's going on? Why is it? Oh, there we go. Yeah, you kill the you deback it, kill the diva, which is lovely, and then you just miss 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 shots on the Lucio, and it happens. But Lucio is really slippery. You could have just been focusing on the Ana sooner. It would have also, if you had that opportunity to get up to the high ground, that would have been really nice. I realize you didn't, but
Back into the mix.
you are playing the low ground for the most part, and that's not really great. Like now you do go up to the high ground, which is good. Yeah, they've got beat. Just this is a situation where you do have to drop down, I believe, but drop down and back because they did just beat. Definitely go back when they beat. Never go in when they beat. You would have probably been safe at this corner right here. So that's where I would have recommended dropping. If you're dragoned, there is an immortality field. I think it keeps you alive for a bit, yeah. Which is nice. Okay, you're down 2. That's risky. That's really risky. Kree can flash you, Hog can hook you, Anna can sleep you. So much that can cancel this high noon. Super risky. You get 2 kills, which is wonderful. But they immediately get 2 more kills and the res, so ultimately that was useless. Like we can't really compliment the 2 kills you got there. Your Reaper comes in. Maybe it made a difference, but I think it was too risky. That's my opinion.
Payload secure. Move out.
Yeah, you had a lot of spare time right now, with which you could have used to reposition yourself to your, with the eventual goal of maybe even getting up here if you've got enough time. Like the payload's all the way back here. Your team, I mean, they might push, but that would be a mistake. They should just honestly be holding this corner until the payload gets there, which gives you plenty of time to go on a flank. Flanking as Mcree, I mean, Mcree is very vulnerable on his own, but you should still be flanking as him, for sure. Scary, yeah. If you were up on the high ground, again, this bomb would barely be an inconvenience. Yeah, and you probably wouldn't have gotten hooked from there either. And you would have probably had a really clean shot on their backline. So yeah, just a hint, you could have flanked there. Let's fast forward. Notice that your team's down 2, down 3.
That'll get it done.
So definitely don't push, wait for reinforcements, and you don't, which is good. You just poke a bit. Wonderful. You saw the Mcree going left, and that's why you're coming here, I assume. So I do actually like what he did. The problem is that he did get spotted, which means he should have been watching his back. Um, but like if you were on the other side, I would have probably advised you to try to do the same. Uh, what he's doing is obviously risky, but I mean it pays off for him. You missed the headshot. You should have just gone for the flash fan the hammer. I know flash fan the hammer, blah blah blah, but I mean he does it and it works. I actually want to see at what point he notices you because I'm
Hold up
curious. F1. Let's see, at what point does he hear you? Let's listen.
60
He hears.
seconds remaining.
Yeah, if you've got spatial sound right now, he should be aware of you by now. I don't know if you use spatial sound, whoever's watching this, but if we just listen to. I'm going back 2 seconds. If we just listen to Mcree's perspective right here, he should have known you were coming. You weren't surprising him.
60 seconds remaining.
Just listen. Yeah, he knew you were there.
There.
You should have still gone for the flash Vanderhammer. Never take a chance. Well, I guess what's the downside of fanning the hammer? The downside of fanning the hammer is that you immediately have to reload. So if let's say someone else was with Mcree, or let's say there was like an Anna year for whatever bizarre reason, then flashing and headshotting the Mcree would mean you've still got flashing and two-shotting the Mcree would mean you've still got 4 bullets in your chamber, which you can use for the second target. But in a situation like this, you've got literally no reason not to fan the hammer. Because you're gonna have to reload anyway after killing him. So that's unfortunate. He gets 2 picks out of that, which is huge.
Hold up now.
I should go back to normal speed. You get the diva, which is nice. But I think right now you're already outnumbered and outgunned. Yeah, Hanzo spamming from back here. So I think because of their Mcree, you were outnumbered and hooked.
30 seconds remaining.
Time to hold them, yeah.
Heroes never die. 10 seconds
Yeah, this would be I would have also done it. They're not close enough to actually punish you. So this is kind of what I was talking about with like using it for forcing them into cover. Like if you can force them to hide behind here until you can push the I mean, just to get free push, honestly, like why not? But who's touching? Why isn't the payload moving? Weird. Now there it is. So yeah, that's fine. I like that. You used that, got a bit of extra push. I'm not sure why it didn't push earlier. I'm actually gonna go back a second just to check that out. It's like, why isn't it pushing in this moment? Is it because of Lucio? Sorry to do this, I'm curious. So right here it's pushing, 2 on payload, you start your high noon. Still pushing. Yeah, it's because Lucio got in range. So payload mechanics, even if you just touch for a split second and then back off, it still stops the payload for like a second. Yeah. Anyway, your Reaper kills their Kree, that's good. You shouldn't be pushing up this far, I don't think. You are vulnerable as Mcree. That shield's about to be broken, then you won't have cover. It's better to just hold like from this sort of angle. So you can limit the amount of people who can see you at once. Like you do single shot damage, so if you stand here, you can shoot the Diva. Sorry, you can shoot the Lucio, but the Hog can't shoot you. Instead, you're kind of at the front. Oh, you do full back. That's fine. They get beat off. That should really cement your fate. Beat is a good ultimate. Saw someone commenting on r/slash Overwatch the other day saying beat is not a good ultimate, but it really is. It won them that fight. Yeah. So that's offense. All in all, for this offense,
0 to 2. Switching sides.
major things you did right. I mean, I'm gonna say it. Your aim was good, except for that little bit on the Lucio. Let's not talk about that again. Positioning, you were a little bit too aggressive, and you didn't take some opportunities for flanks. It's fine. I'll say it's fine. Like no real huge mistakes, I don't think.
Initiating match.
But you did have more trouble on defense. I talked a bit about the using the high ground thing on offense, but it's more of a theme on defense, I swear. Stick with me, bear with me. Yeah, let's just... Is this too far? I think this is probably too far. Yeah, this is too far.
Ready.
Let's do it from
4, 3,
here.
2, 1. Attackers incoming.
F11. There we go.
Stop the payload.
So yeah, in this, you punish the monkey who comes in. Yeah. I think this is something I noticed. You see the Tracer going down under, and you do expect her to come from behind, which I like, so you look back. But it's way too soon. There's no way she could have been here by now. So that is a thing. I'm happy to see you looking back. It's just I think the timing's a bit off. Like you need to keep the Tracer in the back of your head until she might actually reasonably be there where you're looking right now. Yeah. So you look back, and then I think you seem to forget about her. But it's because okay, well, Winston's in. Lovely kill on the Winston. If I play a bunch of Winston. If I'm in this position, I would be mad. Frozen and flashbanged. It feels bad. But then you drop down. And this is what I mean by not using a high ground effectively. Your healers are still here, both of them, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, here's your Mercy, here's your Ana. Your May's in, your Zarya's in. The only person on the low ground right now is Ryan. And I mean, you should go support him. Like, obviously, he needs help. Ryan doesn't want to be alone on the low ground, but let's just. I'm gonna just let this play out from this perspective. Actually, let's watch it from here. Ana gets chipped down. Mercy gets chipped down. They try to res. And that's the fight lost for you guys. The enemy now has the high ground. Meanwhile, I think let's go back and watch that from your perspective. Let's see how much value you got in that time. So you drop down. Poking the Lucio. Your Ryan could have really handled it. He actually got out. He circled around to the high ground, which was the correct play on his part. By now, Tracer behind you. Yeah. So you could have definitely done a lot different if you had kept the high ground on that fight. You could have probably well, honestly, you could have probably held on to the payload. Instead, you don't get much value at all. So that is actually a legitimate, like, big mistake on your part.
Pardon me.
Your team is on their way back from spawn. You're holding awfully aggressively. The monkey dived you and you flashed them. You're challenging the monkey, which is brilliant. But if more of their team decided to come in, I mean, my advice would be to fall back right now, not to try to fight. It's good that you almost get the kill on the monkey. You didn't. In part, again, because your team is still retreating. You've only got 2 supports with you. It's hard to solo kill a monkey while he's got 2 supports with him. Let's carry on. So yeah, now you do fall back. I think your team is just coming in right now, almost there. Love to see it. It's actually not that risky. Well, it does get eaten, but you do get the mercy, which is lovely. And right about now, your team should be back, except for Ryan. So now you can push. I think I do think you should have played more defensively there instead of going all out on the offense while you only have half a team. Like, now would have been a better time to get aggressive. You didn't end up getting punished for it, but it's still not optimal, I'd say.
I'm on fire.
You clutched, actually. But you shouldn't have to rely on clutching. Like, right there, the play was to wait for your team. Yeah, poking a bit. That's fine. Actually, let's back up 20 seconds. So you've won that fight. Yeah, even here, I think you've won that fight already. Right now, what I would be doing is going this way and taking the high ground. And spamming group up with me to hopefully get your team to do the same. Because you just kind of don't do much. Like, this high ground this low ground is pointless. If they're on the high ground and you're on the low ground, they've won. So then, like, it looks like these guys are wanting to take the high ground. You can kind of see it in their faces. But the Rhine, I mean, he's not, and there is an argument to be made for just sticking with your Rhine, even if he's being dumb. Where is he going now? Is he looking? He just wants to hold payload. I don't. That's not smart. But let's ignore him. So you get up here. You're in a position to take the high ground. You poke a bit. I think you realize there are 3 of them, so you shouldn't go out. But actually, I wanted to check what leaders you have, because if you stand here, you're still relatively safe because Brig can throw armor packs at you. Where's Brig? There she is. So never mind. It wouldn't have been safe, but it is something to consider. Like, with your team there, they can still support you up here. So you didn't have to back out. Essentially, what your team's done is your team has given them the high ground for free, which gives them the opportunity to call the shots and also gives them the opportunity to dive your back line, which is what they're looking to do. They've got Winston Diva, so them controlling this box here is actually huge, and you could try to dislodge them from it, like at your own. Okay, your Ryan showed up. He's not gonna be up there for long, is he? Yeah, honestly, you should be helping your Ryan deal with that Diva right now, first and foremost.
Now, hold on.
Yeah, I think that was wise rolling down. But yeah, this next fight they just absolutely roll your thoughts. They've already used 4 ultimates. Yeah, there's really not much your team could have done there. Except for preemptively like stopping them from taking the high ground. Having this high ground helped them to build their ultimates, which is how you got rolled.
It ain't my time.
Good kill on the Winston. Feels bad.
It ain't my time.
Yeah, I don't think anyone can blame you for getting killed by the pulse bomb there. Maybe you should have been looking for the tracer. I think that's fine. You get back to the fight. And yeah, again, this would have been a nice opportunity to hold the high ground. Like, you see no actual real fight is happening right now. You poke out, really dangerous, but fair enough. You get it the tracer.
Rest in peace.
Actually, they don't have anything that could have insta-killed you there. They've got Genji Tracer. Maybe they could have just rushed you down, but that was safe. Exaggerated. Yeah, if you had taken the high ground, that wouldn't have happened. Being up here. Like, then you could have contested them up here already instead of giving... in fact, where did the Genji come from? Let's just rewind a few seconds. I really think like holding the high ground up there was the play. Yeah, they're both in here. You could have gone in here, chased them out. But instead they get a really quick, clean... Yeah, look at the power of the high ground. You can't shoot them, but they can just choose when to... Yeah. Rush you down. That is the power of the high ground, calling the shots.
Not time to fold them yet.
So you're up here, that's good. I think you decide to take the airplane here, yeah. Which is excellent, I love seeing you up here. Because you can just keep them, you can cover all 4 doors, which is really nice. You can cover that door, very nice. Love to see it. You can chase Reaper out. You can see their diva, you can chase her out. She's coming at you because she wants you off this high ground. That's her goal. And she actually does succeed in it because you drop down. Again, you didn't have to drop down. Your diva was 1. Your team could have cleaned her up. It's obvious you wanted to secure the kill on the diva. That wasn't your job. Right now, you could have been up here. How nice would that have been? You could have been shooting at the Zarya. You could have been shooting at them. They're in a blizzard, so you could have like secured the kills on them, or at least gotten the kill on the Zarya. Instead, you're on the low ground. Now you get the kill on the diva. Takes you a bit. Fair. But right now, your team's pushing. That's actually really dumb on their part. Actually, no, they got kills. I say it's dumb, but they clean up kills, which is good.
That'll learn. I need healing.
I thought something went wrong after that, but nothing did. But yeah, right about now, you're just standing around waiting for healing. Let's back up a bit. I'll tell you what would have been better. You should have gone back up to the high ground as soon as possible. Yeah, so I think you look here, you see your team doesn't really need
That'll
help,
learn ya.
and you just go straight this way. You say you want healing, there's this. Just grab it on the way up, and then you're back up here. Um, Instead, you go
I
and
need healing.
complain to your healers, I need healing. They, um, like, unless you stand right in front of Moira, that she shouldn't actually be healing you right now because higher priorities in front of you.
I need a doctor.
Promising, but not good enough.
Yeah, that was such a waste of time, and now Hanzo's got the high ground uncontested. Like, you could have been up here right now and basically stopped him from going through the door. Like, if I had done what I told you to do, if I had gone up these stairs, gotten here, and seen the Hanzo, I mean, I would have probably gone to here because I wouldn't see the Hanzo at first, and this would have also been a really good spot. But let's say, for argument's sake, you stand here and you see the Hanzo, you could push up to this corner and basically, like, just be ready to kill him at any time. Like, dance this corner, like, shoot him, come back, shoot him, come back. Just make it impossible for him to get any value. Is something you could have done. Instead, you're on the low
I
ground.
need to recharge.
You take this high ground, which is fine. You see the Reaper, you should be shooting at him. No. He teleports up. Flash Fan the Hammer would be great, except there's a diva who will eat it, so yeah, just get out.
I need a doctor.
So yeah, you could have and should have shot that Reaper sooner, I mean before he teleported, or even during his teleport. Yeah, I think that got the mech, which is or something. Missing a lot of shots, unfortunate. Yeah, I think your aim goes down when you panic, or when you feel like, I think both times you've gotten really terrible aim after using Deadeye. Last time you used it around here on the Lucio, you used Deadeye, got a few kills, and then you couldn't hit the Lucio. This time, similar thing, you used Deadeye and you couldn't hit the baby Diva. So I think that's something to work on. Like, just relax. Don't feel like you need to. I don't know. I think maybe I'm mistaken, but I think maybe you feel a lot of pressure after deadying. So work on that. You could have killed him before he killed her. Definitely.
Someone,
Especially with
some
your
shit may be
flashbang.
me.
You see the Hanzo behind, you know you have to deal with that. Which means, if it were me, I would go straight this way. I think you end up doing something similar, yeah. That's good. Yeah, no, I like what you're doing here, just trying to get a pick on the Hanzo, but again, this is the power of high ground. He can choose when to shoot you, you can't choose when to shoot him. That gives him a big advantage. Lovely.
60 seconds remaining.
Yeah, and also, like, that was a scary bomb, but through the power of retrospect, you didn't even have to move because you had the high ground. Like, I get it. Like, you see the big flashy signs, it means get in cover, but in retrospect, it wasn't necessary. It looked like it might have been, but in retrospect, you could have been shooting all the time. Your Ryan gets a big shatter. Love to see it. Okay, it looks like you've got a bit of a break in the fight. Most of them are dead.
Best head for
So
the hills.
I would be
I'm on
repositioning up
fire.
here if I were you.
Get into position.
We're getting out of pack, I guess. Yeah, this range isn't good for McCree. Uh, McCree will get damage fall off, so you actually do like significantly less damage shooting at this range. Hanzo doesn't. He can still one-shot you, so this isn't actually a duel you should be taking, not at this range. Wait, it's not Hanzo, sorry, Soldier. Yeah, Soldier also gets full off at that range, but not with Helix. Uh, all in all, like it's not great what you're doing
30
right here.
seconds
Like
remaining.
you're gonna have to use like most of your clip to kill anyone going through that gate. But you watch the right gate, which is good. You don't have cover. You realize that.
All patched up.
Yeah, you know they're at that door, so you should actually be sticking closer to this corner so you could fall back at like a moment's notice. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, that's fine. That's really fine. You didn't have to ever come out as far as you did, but you fell back quite nicely, so good on that. Opportunity for a Deadeye, maybe. Spatial sound. I heard someone behind you. It's the Reaper. I think I missed something with all my pausing because the last time I watched it, I noticed him TP up earlier. But point is, at this point, you're the Reaper. You know he's there. You know he's chasing you. So what's the plan? Flash him. Fan the hammer. You do not have to be scared of Reapers as a McCree. You can just kill them. So he does. I think he fades there to try to bait out the flashbang, which is smart, but you were scared of him. You jumped down because you were scared of him. You didn't have to be scared of him. You could have just killed him. Think a Fanda Hammer would have finished him off there. Maybe not.
Fire at will.
Yeah, lovely. Love to see it. At this moment, you make a really big mistake. You've got 76 health, and there's a Rhine in front of you. I think he can kill you in one swing. So what do? You should be backing out. Definitely not walking into him. Reinhardt deserves space. If Reinhardt is standing right here, you need to be standing right here. So you should have been retreating there. I think the reason you didn't is because you were excited about your free K and you were like, let's finish this now! No, Reinhardt in your face means fall back no matter what. Unless, did you have a flashbang? No, you didn't. If you had a flashbang, you could try flashing his shield, but... Where are we? Oh, you're dead.
Might be on tilt. Might be, I don't care.
In this situation, you should have definitely gone up the right side. In my opinion, the biggest reason to go to the left side is either if you have a close range hero that likes this kind of stuff, which McCree isn't really. McCree is more mid-ranged, or it's like a desperate overtime situation, which it isn't yet. You've still got plenty of time. If it's a desperate overtime situation, you want to use this door to get to the payload as fast as possible, and also they will be watching this window. They probably already are. Either way, I would have. I mean, this would have been the better place to go. As we see, your Ryan just stuffs you at this door. Like, you can't push into that. You just need to roll back right now. Or flash, actually. That's even better. He gets rolled off, which is nice. Yeah, Soldier's got the high ground. If you were up here, it could have maybe been, I mean, would have been an easy kill on him. You could flash him. Yeah, you don't. You had flashbang. But yeah, there's soldier on the high ground, whom I'll say again, you could have killed. Ends up killing everyone. So, would that actually have made a difference? Like, your Rhine would have still gone this way, and still gotten shattered, and probably maybe gotten killed because of it, because you weren't there for the flashbang. But other than that, going this way, you really didn't do much. The only thing of note you did was stopping Ryan from pinning your Ryan, which is nice, not gonna lie. I was actually like sick. Um, I think maybe your Ryan would have survived because both healers were also this side. So I think you could have had a bigger impact from this angle. Let's carry on.
Well,
Your May gets picked, so it's a 5v6. It's good enough to just hold this corner. Um, you shouldn't be pushing, you should just be holding.
need healing.
And you're doing that fine enough. In fact, you could hold a little bit more forward as well.
That'll get it done.
60 seconds remaining.
Um, I didn't see that coming either. I want to see that from the Ryan's perspective, actually. The first time watching this VOD, I didn't see that at all, and like, just situations like that feels really bad. Is he crouching? He's just walking.
60 seconds.
And he just happens to get you. Why didn't you hear him? I also didn't hear him, so it's not like that's your fault for not hearing him, but I don't know. Anyway, back to you. I think that's about it. I think that's the end of it.
Just more time.
Yep. So, right now, you're looking at the overtime stall situation. You're down 4. You can't really. Actually, I want to say that is a really nice kill on this Zarya. I will say that. My first time watching this, I was surprised. Very nice kill on
Gotta
this
work
Zarya.
on that aim.
Again, you're going into the Reinhardt. Never go into the Reinhardt. My thought is that you wanted to push cart to die on cart, but you would have died so quickly anyway. Just try to stay alive for as long as possible. This is not the way to do that. Like, a lot of players do this. They see like the carts like where it was. The cart's like here, and you've got to touch the cart right now, or you're gonna lose and pressure. No. But really, you can wait until it's like right before there. So if you had just held at this corner, they couldn't have capped. You didn't have to push past that corner. It's a small thing. I mean, that was a lost fight. It would have taken a small miracle to win it, but it's about habits. Never ever walk into a Rhine as a McCree. Yeah, and that's about it. So all in all, I think that was decent. You could have done a lot more. Yeah, you gave away the high ground several times when you didn't need to. The high ground is strong for heroes like McCree that take a long time to get to the high ground. It's not something you should be giving up for free. I do hope I illustrated the power of the high ground with the enemy team's usage of it. Like, honestly, I will attribute their win to just using the high ground. And yeah, that's about it. I hope you learned something. Goodbye.